So today we're unboxing and setting up Cardo's PackTalk Bold Intercom system. Before we get into the unboxing and setting up, let's quickly go over some of the main features as well as the specifications. So this is one of Cardo's flagship Bluetooth intercom headsets. The main feature is that this does have dynamic mesh communication, or DMC. Now technology automatically manages itself for the best intercom experience. So basically if you're in a group and someone leaves, it doesn't need to reconnect. And how that mesh will work, it will jump from one rider to another rider, and that will kind of weave everything in together. Now the intercom does allow you to connect up to 15 riders for up to a 1 mile distance between each rider, which is pretty cool. Sometimes you get separated and you need that extra space, and this looks like it will allow no issue. It also supports quick voice commands, speed dials, and other operations. So for instance, if you can set up Siri or Google to automatically answer, or you can say hey Cardo and you can tell it various commands. So this video we're going to unbox it. We're not going to go too much into the various commands because this can get really lengthy, but if you want me to do a follow-up video, just drop it in the comments, let me know. So let's go ahead and get it out of the box. First thing is going to be the PackTalk Bold. Nice plastic on top. Very good looking design. I like how it matches with everything as far as my helmet, my bike, and the gear. So it kind of worked out. So on the top you are going to have an antenna. This is going to give you more range, especially when you're in mesh mode. So this is going to provide some coverage. So you're going to have the stroll wheel. This can be used to control your volume as well as some other things. Top you're going to have your intercom control. Below that you have your phone control. In the middle you have your LED. And at the front you have your media control. And the charging port is going to be a micro USB port. You're also going to have some pocket guides. These are going to be in different languages as well as your safety information. And last but not least, as far as the booklets, you have an installation guide. Also in the box, you're going to have the charging cable. You have a boom mic. You also have the mounting cradle for your helmet. So how this works is that clip slides underneath and between your helmet and the actual cushion, and then the device cradles on the outside. So I'll show you how that works in a little bit. You have your alcohol pads, and you also have a second mounted option. So this is if you want to go ahead and tape it on your helmet versus using the clip. We also have two-sided Velcro, and these are essentially spacers for your speaker. So if your speaker hole is too deep, then you can put these in to kind of push it closer towards your ears. End of the speaker is going to be a 3.5 millimeter, and everything is going to be plug and play. As far as getting this into your helmet, for me, I do have the Shoei X14. Your helmet's probably going to be similar. You're going to have to take off the visor, take off the cushion, take off your cheek pad, take out everything. You need to strip it all the way down just to get the wires ran properly. It is important where some of the wires goes. One of the main wires that runs across the top inside of your helmet is also a antenna for your radio communications. So you want to make sure you follow the instructions and just run it properly. So once the liners and the pads have been removed, I started by planning out how I plan to do this install. So first thing I started working on was getting my speakers in, and those are just inserted and installed by Velcro. So these have two squares that are sticky on one side, Velcro on one side. Glue those into the ear holes in your helmet, and then you can go ahead and stick your speakers directly. However, if your speaker hole is too deep, you can't use those two pads to push in. That way it'll get closer to your ear. So I didn't need them, fortunately, but depending on the style of helmet you have, you might have to use those. Alright, so once I get those in, I started installing my speakers. Keep in mind that the unit itself is going to be on the left side, and it will be labeled pretty well. You know which speakers to put in the left side, which to put in your right side. So I installed the speakers, then I did the same thing with my microphone. Microphone, again, this is going to stick in the front. I did use the two-sided 3M tape to get that secured. And once both of those secure, you can start working on the cradle. Now the cradle is going to have a small wiring harness. This is going to have the plug-in for your microphone as well as your speakerphones. Again, these are dummy proof. They're different connections. One's going to go for the microphone connection, one's going to go for the headphone. So for me, I decided to go with the cradle that used the actual hook underneath the outer shell of my helmet. Just didn't want to have to deal with actually sticky tape or glue getting on the helmet. So I decided to go the route of just using the clip to go under the underneath shell. Then I was good. So once that was done, all the connections were made. Very important is that the wiring from the left to the right ear, those need to run directly in the top of your helmet. That doubles up as your antenna for your radio, so you want to keep that in mind. Now it's a matter of just putting everything back together, getting your pads situated, and just hiding your wires. And this is, my opinion, where most of the time is consumed. So got all that done. You can see it looks pretty good. It does match my helmet really well, works really well. And I did have to do some extra work because I do have my vlogging set up in the same helmet. So I do have a microphone for my GoPro as well as the wiring for the GoPro. So that's probably what you see sticking out the front. This has thousands of commands. I swear you not. There's so many commands, different combinations you can do that it's gonna take an hour for me to explain all the different commands. I haven't mastered it yet. And I think that's why they included a pocket guide. That way you can easily carry it on you so you know what buttons do what. So drop your thoughts in the comments. Like I said, this was a quick setup, just showing you how I installed it on my helmet. Let me know which communication device you're using. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll catch you on the next one.